Grumbling might feel nice at the time, but is it really good for the soul? Is there a kind of good grumbling? Well, it turns out I think there actually is. Sharing your concerns, I'll spin it with a nicer way, can create space for catharsis. That means that's the releasing of repressed emotions. It gives complaints a voice in a caring environment. If we do it in a caring environment, that can help us to identify our concerns. It can help us identify our complaints. It can get it out of our system so that we could actually know what we're dealing with and then, in a healthy way, deal with them. Well, sharing our concerns in the same context can create an opportunity for counsel, to pour out wisdom and care into somebody's life. And lastly, sharing our concerns can create connection. I won't forget the time that I shared with a fellow seminarian one of the conflicts I was going through. And this seminarian was much older and much wiser than I was. He even served as a pastor for several years. So I got his ear and talked through a struggle that I was having with my roommate at the time. And he could have done a few things in response. He could have quoted scripture at me and talked about forgiveness and all of that. And that would have been a very seminarian thing to do, right? He also could have said, "Suck it up, cupcake." The guy was from a small town in Missouri. I half expected him to say something like that. But he didn't say any of that. Instead, he said something that really caught me off guard. He said, "Wow, I really don't like that guy." And I was taken aback a little bit, so I almost felt like I needed to defend the person that I was just criticizing. Well, he's not that bad. But in the moment, whether he was perfectly right or not, in the moment, this is what it did for me. It showed me somebody who cared by stepping down into my pain, identifying with my pain, and walking with me in the middle of it. So it turns out that maybe there is a space for some good, healthy grumbling when it's done in a caring and wise context.